Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 179. We got the big D. For those that are aware, that is a Roman numeral. That is not a euphemism. That's right. The channel finally hit 500. Only, what, 3.5 years in? 3.5 years in? But yeah, here we are. Got 500. Next stop, 750. We'll see what happens. I do have to admit that a lot of that has come from the little shorts that I've done of air show flyovers. I'm running out of those, so I don't know what I'm going to do to help bolster that, but we'll see what's going on. Hey, we've got Reese with us tonight. We got McMurray, and Hexy has just joined us. How you doing, folks?
Damn, what's up, buddy?
Andrew, how you? Reese, Chris?
I'm all right.
Doing well.
Good to be here.
Just telling everybody that we're excited because we got the big D.
Oh boy!
We got the 500.
Congratulations, dude. Where's the champagne?
Thank you. In fact, at some point in time, I hit 500 between about 11:30 and 6 o'clock this morning, and then since then we've added another 7. So I'm at 507 now.
Wait a minute.
Cooking with peanut oil.
A little Parliament? Yeah. Was that a little Parliament or Funkadelics reference there?
Parliament reference.
From Telemachus, he says, "Style's whatever you want to do if you can do it with confidence." George Clinton. That's definitely from the P-Funks. Charles says, "Evening."
Yeah, Nord, we missed that, man. We missed the standard, goofy. I feel bad because I do it to Hexy every time he hits a major milestone. Hexy hits 500. Oh, now you're down to 499.
Yeah.
Goofy shit like that. But no, Chris blew right past it. He didn't sit on 5 long enough.
No.
That being said, your brother is talking the most fantastic of brother shit.
Oh, yeah. Of course he is. Of course he is.
About giving you L's. So that's good.
Yep. Let's see. Richard's in the house. How you doing, Richard? Glad you could make it. Nord's here. Plan is to play them all this month because I'm crazy. Scala Gremlin's in the house. How you doing, Scala? Woot. Kitsy Cat's in the house. Grass Boss. Thanks, buddy. Yes, we are going to celebrate with a game this weekend. We'll talk about that more here in just a minute.
What? A game? A game's going to be played this weekend?
Yeah, my brother and I are going to be playing a game this weekend.
Nice.
Scala, I think that you may underestimate my grandfather's age. Anyway.
So no sales going on right now over at Wiley. However, they do have Wiley's weird weekend coming up in 3 weekends from now at Wiley HQ. It's all about having spooky type of games being run. Are you getting to go, Andrew?
Hell yeah! I've got all the fun of pirates with a bunch of ghost pirates mixed in that I painted, and I promise you, Brian, if you're listening, I will get pictures of them. I did a whole bunch of stuff for what do you call it? Brian's the Mini Warmut annual paint challenge, which changed this year to hopefully a long-running change now of going the distance. So instead of having some sort of complicated, this is worth this many points, this is worth this many points, this, that, or the other. You just figure out how, if you put all the miniatures you had end over end, how far would it go?
Yeah. I like that.
So look forward. Like I said, I'm working an 8-day stretch with, well, probably closer to 90 hours now. But anyways, my hope is that on Saturday, everything can be tabulated and laid out and videoed nicely. And
Yeah.
then I'll shoot that
that'll be good
video
to
over to
see.
Brian, and hopefully I'm sure he's real good at getting stuff posted real fast. So it'll be good.
Outstanding. Good to hear. I was going to say something I forgot. What are you working on, Reese?
Kit bashing VC.
All right. Outstanding.
So-
Oh, now I remember. So if you're going to be in the Kansas City area the weekend of whatever the 19th of October is going to be, I
Correct.
think that is the
19th
day.
of October is the day.
Yeah. It's only $3 to go.
It's $3.
$3.
Good gravy. Just bring it 5.
Yeah.
Probably 6.
Yeah, it used to be 5. It's only 3 now.
What
So
they do, take away the drinks.
what's that?
I said, what they do, take away the drinks.
No. It's I don't. I guess they decided to make it 3 to see if they can drum up a little more business and get more people to show up. Even if you can't show up and you want to chuck some cash at them, because what all that's for is going towards running March to Victory in March.
Hell yeah.
Which is a great game day.
It is. Hopefully this year we can expand into the couple levels, because we were certainly pushing the limits last year.
We were definitely pushing the limits last year,
which is awesome.
It is. It really is. Would we like to have been able to stay at where we were previously? Sure, but not for the money that they were asking for.
Whatever, man. It happens.
Yeah. So we found a better place, in my opinion, all in all. So, yeah. And then we've got Tacticon coming up a short 3 weeks later. At the weekend, 9th and 10th of November. So it's streaming up fast. I got to get some ships ordered and painted. Great thing about 1/4800 scale ships is it doesn't take hardly anything to get them painted.
You say ordered?
Yeah, I got to order the STLs. I got to buy the STLs.
Like, what sort of gooberdom is this?
No. I got to order by saying, hey, Gookek, here's some money. Give me my files.
Amen.
So, yeah, and then, of course, we'll be doing. I've decided that I am going to do a CJ3 this year, or technically next year, weekend of MLK Day, was it like the 16th and 17th of January, somewhere around in there. And we're looking to, my brother and I are hoping to, no, it's not hoping. We are setting ourselves up to do a 1,000-point army each. I'm doing Dogs of War for War Master. Jay is doing vampire accounts for War Master, 1,000 points each. And it's all going to be 3D printed. So here are some of my, some of the crossbowmen that I'm going to be using, and some pikemen I'm going to be using. So yeah, I'm going to plan on doing 1 3-stand unit per week painting. And that gives me, if I do one 3-stand unit per week, I will be done in 10 weeks for that 1,000 points. So, looking forward to it. My hero, if anybody knows their Warhammer Fantasy, here is my, and I don't know why it's not. Sometimes my camera just irritates me. It's not kicking over to tighter. Anyway, you can't get a real close look at it, but that is Felix and Gotrek. Though they are going to be my hero character, and then for now, until I find something better, this is going to be my general.
And what's
Riding
that?
Griffin.
Oh, Riding Griffin.
Yeah.
There you go. Well, you guys, everybody
that's
heard
gonna
it
be-
here first. What's up?
That's going to be Balthazar and Andy.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, it's Andy is who Balthazar is riding.
Ah, outstanding. You guys heard it here first. Ding dong, the Quar are dead. Long live War Master.
No. The Quar aren't dead. We still got Quar.
I think they should combine the two and have Quar Master.
They
So
do make
printing Quar.
15. They do make your Quar. So that would be kind of cool. Let's see. Nord, Hexy, the East Front arrived in November. For Barbarossa is on. It's October for muskets and bayonets. The Mutt said, "Hi, just got a haircut. I might be able to jump in a bit." Sounds good, buddy. You guys are going to put Hexy into a coma with the naval talk. Probably so.
Nah, Jeffrey's invincible.
Says, any progress or movement on the Trek game? Jay and I have had some thoughts and ideas. We're going to still be kicking around. We've got a basic idea of how we want to do activation using the cards and getting a basic ship console layout. So yeah, it's still in process. So a big reason why we're doing the War Master game is because our buddy Joel is a huge War Master fan, and he always brings it and wants to play, but he's always having to supply all of the miniatures himself. So our thought is, well, why don't we work together to incentivize ourselves to create our own armies, so when he says, "Hey, let's play," we can bring out our own armies. So,
Well, that'll be easy control.
and then Nord says, "What are the Pike troops for?" I missed what they said they were. They are for my Dogs of War army for War Master. They're 10 millimeter. They look the models for being free off of Thingiverse. The models look really good. So do the crossbowmen. So they are not yet glued into place. I just have them there to see if how they look. I designed the bases myself and printed them up. They've got a little lip there. So not like it was real difficult to design, but I did go into the software and make them myself. And I made them so they can also be used for this configuration for the pikemen. Because I did find a set that was similar, but it'll only work if the troops are put in like this. They wouldn't work like this for the pikemen. So I can still use them for my regular units, regular infantry units. They just aren't going to work for like the cavalry or the guns or anything like that. Surprised GW hasn't brought War Master back. They could price gouge the hell out of that stuff, and suckers will buy it. Yeah, pretty much.
That's what they did with Epic.
Yep, and we've got the Mutt.
Hi.
How you
What's
doing,
up, buddy?
Yeah, doing okay. We're just getting a little burned out over here with the summer or whatever you want to call
Well, you've been going nonstop for the last month, painting your fingers to the bone. So
Well, you know what you do when you paint your fingers to the bone? Bone fingers.
Exactly.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
No, this is the first time, Arizona native and all that. It's never been like this before. And it's supposed to go till the 6th or 7th now. 110s. It's just ridiculous.
A little warm, is it?
Oh, yeah.
Then you don't want to
Anyways.
go to 45 degrees this morning here.
We've been needing some rain terribly.
We got more than enough last weekend. Hard pass.
Yeah,
We didn't get any of it.
Just finally stopped here today.
We haven't had rain in over a month and a half, I think. Matter of fact, we had a pasture fire break out yesterday because of it.
What you working on, Mutt? That looks like a loach.
Working on my scooter's copies while working. Yeah, it's a load. Flames of War, load. Week 6
Okay.
is.
You doing that Flames of War Vietnam?
Yeah. Yep, doing that.
That's awesome.
Yummy,
partial.
yummy, yummy.
I'm partial to the Loach.
Now here's the thing. I may not. Oh, row 4. But I'll probably do bigger battles.
Yeah.
I'll try to learn the Flames of War, but that's the whole point, is try to learn the Flames of War too.
I'm going to say
But War's
Toddy
not a bad game.
and I did plenty of real good stuff with Flames of War miniatures and bigger battles.
Yeah, I play with my models.
Yeah, man, I do it.
Hexy, what you been working on? What games you got?
I'm still working on. I moved up to the second rule set for First Victories and the World of War 85 stuff.
Yeah, I just I saw your end of turn video.
On the World of War 85.
Yeah,
Oh, the end of the finish of the game.
yeah.
Yeah, I got locked into playing that. And I was like, damn, it was over. It's like rolled through it.
It's a good problem to have.
So now I'm moving on to scenario 2 in that one, and then I'm going to play the first, I guess, the 3 instructionals, and then I'm hoping by then I can play or demo one of the new scenarios they're getting ready to release for Storm of the Gap.
Nice.
Very cool. Very cool.
Those will be free, by the way, so you'll be able to just you don't need anything if you got the 2 boxes. You got everything you need in the expansion in the Storm of the Gap box, which I think you do.
Yep. I got
Yeah, so it'll be a PDF download with some 4 new scenarios in it around Frankfurt.
Nice.
I just don't know when they're going to post it.
Yeah, I can't wait. It'll be cool. I might. So here's a question for you, Hex, because you do it. You do it so well, in my opinion. So you do the turn off camera and then just explain it, what happened with the counters in place at the end of the turn, right?
Yeah, that's the normal way, but I think with this one here, the smaller scenarios, you could actually do it on the fly, really, because it's not that massive. I mean, if you just got tanks taking on tanks or something like that, or just, like the first scenario I played, and probably this one here too, you could probably play that live on the fly without too much trouble. So this one here, the second scenario incorporates offboard smoke and HE artillery.
Yeah.
So I got to pick up on that one. And then they had the designated formation card in this one here, so I got to learn that.
Yeah, the designated, if I remember correctly, designated formation just allows you to choose a formation and activate it again.
Which is interesting because the Russians only have, in this one here, they only have one formation.
Yeah.
So why didn't they just use the? I never mind. I don't know why, because there's not a second formation card for this unit for this formation.
Right. Yeah. So.
Yeah. So I set that one up. I'm getting ready to start that, but I was messing around with the Napoleonic one. I'm so freaking. That game is. I would rather just honestly. I like the system so much. I'd rather just sit there and play and not film anything. Just let me play the darn thing because it's so awesome.
Right.
But I can't. Got to get some videos up so that it'll hopefully help everybody as soon as theirs arrive, which I hope won't be too much longer.
Yep. Hexia requests a live stream of you playing through an entire turn of GBACW and the East Front series.
Yeah, EFS I don't know about. GBACW it could be. I could do that pretty easy.
Be a long live stream.
Shenandoah Valley scenario. I mean, I could do an EFS tutorial, but that's like boring.
Hey, if the kids get loud, let me know and I'll mute.
What?
If the grandkids get loud, let me know and I'll mute.
And are they being a problem upstairs?
Well, no,
I can't hear a
no.
thing about your upstairs.
I don't have upstairs.
So you're good.
No upstairs here. A tornado.
Tornado, a desert tornado like Twister.
Would that be like a whirlwind? That was my mom's high school mascot, the Whirlwinds. No. Told me
Sausage fingers.
sausage biscuits. What?
Sausage fingers.
Oh, all right.
Go parts on.
So McMurray, you were going to bring something up before we went live, but decided to wait until.
Yes. So, World War One naval combat, and I realized that I just simultaneously, essentially, just rendered Jeffy and Brian catatonic. Sorry, guys. Like their eyes just rolled back in their heads and they zoned out hard. But World War One naval combat can be a little challenging on the table unless you're using like full fleet rules, right?
Right.
Because there aren't super duper many chances for small numbers of especially capital ships to engage. You've got some stuff like most of it has to be what ifs, right? And even then, your opportunities for scenarios that are rooted in a plausible what if, not just a almost entirely random, like, okay, so what if we had these things, are kind of hard to come up with. You know, you've got some stuff around the pursuit of Goeben, or the pursuit of the Goeben in Breslau, but even then, that's kind of hard. You got 2 German ships, maybe some British pre-dreadnoughts or something. You do notably have Cornwall and the Falkland Islands, but those are kind of small until all of a sudden Inflexible and Invincible get to the Falkland Islands, and then it's just not really that much of a game anymore. So it's kind of just, hey, we're going to beat the shit out of these light cruisers. You guys in? So that's fine. Still quite interesting. Big fan of gaming out the other 2. But I was thinking, and what the cool thing, and I know this is what's going to get Chris going, is the U.S. contribution to the naval war in World War I was really interestingly limited, right? Because basically the British didn't have enough oil anyways and fuel oil to like do anything with any of the ships that the U.S. had produced since 1910, something like that. Anyways, long story short, the U.S. has been making brand new dreadnoughts, super dreadnoughts, and the unfortunate reality is if they had been sent to Great Britain, as soon as they hit the British Isles, there was not enough fuel oil around for the Royal Navy to do everything that Beatty wanted to do and what Jellicoe wanted to do. Anyways, long story short, the U.S. wound up sending coal-fired dreadnoughts and super dreadnoughts to aid the British because the British had loads of coal. And so what you get is, I think, the U.S. 6 Battle Squadron. So you got like New York. Texas was supposed to go. Texas played the fun, we're going to run aground in our own harbor game that U.S. ships like to do at the time. And actually like to do for far longer than that. But, and so you've got like Texas, Nevada, and a couple other ships. There's 4 U.S. super dreadnoughts. And they had a little bit of a learning curve when they reached Great Britain. So they had to kind of come into everything being done the way and manner of the Royal Navy. Got that shit all caught up. Gunnery practices were a little longer, but also got caught up. And then they started being used to escort convoys between Norway and the UK in the North Sea. So here's where it gets fun, Chris. Interesting capital ship engagement, what if, would be the remaining German battle cruisers, right? Because that was the primary hunter force that usually pursued said convoys. Didn't ever really successfully find one, which is understandable. But anyways, long story short, what if the U.S. battle squadron escorting a Norway convoy was set upon or ran into the remaining German battle cruisers? It wind up being, maybe 5, half a dozen at most, if you wanted to stretch, German battle cruisers fighting for U.S. They're super dreadnoughts, let's be honest here. And just see what happens. You would get to see the really cool. So the Germans with their battle cruisers almost tended to take an armored cruiser route. So they had lighter guns. Not necessarily entirely, but especially their first generation battle cruisers, while maintaining enough armor to ride in the battle line, as opposed to like British battle cruisers, which were known for having big guns, speed, less on the armor, as opposed to the Germans had to choose from that triangle, and they chose speed armor and not quite as big of guns. So it would be an interesting what if to run up the line and just kind of see what happens. The nice thing is you wouldn't have to worry about necessarily colossal destroyer screens or light cruiser screens on either side, because by that point in time in the war, the Germans had bigger stuff to be doing, and they didn't want to have all their stuff shot up. So there you go. The U.S., if they're escorting a convoy, would have more than likely left, other than a few scout destroyers to continue to protect convoy against submarines. So you could really almost do just a big slug them out, or, okay, can the Germans get some victory points getting a battle cruiser off the U.S. side, doing a standard screening operation that would then result in the battle cruiser running amok amongst the convoy sort of stuff.
Right.
But it opens up a really cool opportunity for another relatively plausible scenario. So just a thought. If you were still looking for what ships do you think I should start with, A, it gets the U.S. super dreadnoughts out there. Hell yeah. And B, it could be a pretty fantastic one that's the same, 5-6 ships, which is great for 2 people if they played before, or 3 or 4. I think we figured out that like Denmark Strait is a fantastic scenario for 2 people.
Yes, it is.
We did run into the weird thing with River Plate. You still have 4 ships, but depending on how the hits fall, it can really end quickly. Especially when Exeter's firing works very, very well, and then all of a sudden Graf Spey's like, well, okay. Because we definitely had that happen for one time. Remember that? We were playing River Plate, and all of a sudden Graf Spey's like, well, I guess I'm just going to die. And Graf Spey went under super quick because everything was hammering. Because the the light cruisers Ajax and Achilles were tearing up the superstructure and blowing everything other than the goddamn turrets off of Graf's Bay. And then Exeter's like, well, I only have 6 8-inch guns, but I still have 6 of them.
Right.
And I think we had one game. I think the only game where it was over that quickly, Graf's Bay just straight up didn't shoot, if I recall correctly. Or it didn't land a single hit.
Yeah, it
disappointing.
It got
Pretty
taken
stopped.
aback and bulldogged.
Oh God, Jeff literally left.
I think he had to take meds or something.
Oh, okay.
Jeff.
Yeah.
I would play that scenario though, McMurray.
So when you're talking battle cruisers, are you looking at like the Derflinger and Lutzow, Seydlitz, those guys?
We're essentially looking at the battle cruisers that survived Jutland.
Oh, okay.
But also would have been, because by the time the U.S. enters the war, Jutland is, we've learned lessons from Jutland. It's not just that it's happened; it's we're learning and improving and changing things, right? Which would be a really interesting thing if you had like a detailed enough ship combat game to mess with Jutland, where you could manipulate, okay, here we are, we're going to make the British battle cruisers fire really fast, but then all of a sudden they also catch on fire really fast because, shoddy ammunition handling is super cool. What do you want to operate, 12-inch guns and shit and 13.5-inch guns like they're fucking machine guns, except it's not super cool once you start taking hits and you literally just have 110-pound bags of powder hanging out in your turrets and barbette. That's how stuff goes splody.
And they get a little warm and go floof.
Yeah, to quote Beatty, there seems to be something wrong with our ships today. That's something wrong with being their firecrackers. But, anyways, yeah. So, like I said, I've been sitting there trying to come up with small capital, because we've talked about this. Sit there, come up with small capital ship engagements for World War I that could be gamed out by the two of us, because Jutland is a little absurd to try with anything less than like 10 people. And even then, you'd have to have 10 people who know what the hell they're doing, and a gym floor. But World War I really is the perfect time for dreadnought battle wagons just beating the ever-loving bitch out of each other.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Heavy naval grade artillery. You hear that, Jeff? We're sinking ships. There you go.
Yeah, I'm looking at my second favorite book.
Outstanding.
Because my favorite book is the World War II version. But yeah, big guns, big armor, big speed, pick 2. And I'm looking at here like the Seydlitz. It definitely does not have big guns. They're only 11-inch guns, but she'll crank out 26.5 knots in 1912.
Exactly, and the British battle line speed and the U.S. battle line speed were still stuck at 28 or 21 knots. So you can, it's not, running laps around each other, but it's certainly an outpacing speed.
Yeah.
Granted, those cold-fire U.S. battleships were also well known for deciding, those are more recommendations than actual limits on our boiler pressure. Like, we're just saying, you give a corn-fed boy a shovel and say, go, we're going to kill some Germans. And all of a sudden, you get a lot of goddamn coal.
You got a fireman named Casey Jones. Those boilers are going to get hot in a hurry.
Right, and that's the thing. I think it was, what did Texas pop out at its extreme speed trial? Like 23.7 knots or something?
Yeah,
which is
they kept it up for like 10 miles. And then had to stop because...
Forget about it, dude. Who cares? Like, that's still 2 knots over its design maximum speed and change.
At 10 miles, you're probably clear of the enemy.
Reach, how's that,
That
table
or
looking over your
far
shoulder?
more likely, you are right goddamn on top of him.
What'd you
Yeah.
say, Hexy?
How's that table looking over your shoulder?
It's pretty good. I put a picture of it in the Discord.
Oh, I've been on Discord freaking can't remember how long. Where
Huh.
else we got it?
Yeah.
Well,
that
there's
or
good
your-
stuff over there.
So, Chris, we talked about this last time, and I would still argue that the New Yorks were the first U.S. dreadnoughts with Q turrets. Because no other U.S. dreadnought had superstructure between their aft turrets and the center turret. The Nevadas, yes, had 6. So there were, but they were all aft. Like, you don't call the third turret on Rodney a Q turret. It's a
So-
C turret. It's still a front turret. You don't have any superstructure aft of a turret that isn't rear mounted or front mounted until you hit the New Yorks, right?
Well, see, technically in 1911,
Yeah.
there was no superstructure between the third and the fourth turret on the New Yorks either.
Hang on. There was an entire fucking tripod mast there. Or, I'm sorry, lattice mast.
Nope. Lattice mast was in front of
Full stop.
right here.
Am I losing my damn mind? Hang on. I got you.
So, by your definition, the United States never had a Q turret ship.
Hang on. Pause. Am I actually losing my mind here?
Mm-hmm.
I very well might be.
Because
looking
the
at- Hang on.
Delaware, North Dakota had
Yes.
same layout as Texas, with 5 turrets with 12-inch
Correct.
guns.
Did it
Then you
refit
had-
with?
Yes, I believe so.
What's that?
I'm trying to figure out. Did a refit stick shit in between there? Because no, there's no way they didn't move fucking bar that.
Yeah.
They're all
So
in here.
the refit put the tripod between turret 3 and turret 4, and
Okay,
that's why
so
it's so. That's
I'm
why it's
not
so short.
legitimately losing my mind.
No, that's why it's so short in comparison to the foremast.
Correct.
Because it couldn't have a bigger spread of the legs, because the turrets were, the guns had almost zero clearance.
Correct. But there is still significant superstructure back there post refit.
You're right. Post refit, there is stuff there between them.
Correct. You've got multiple layers of fire directors and everything else.
Yeah, as you can
I'd
see
still
right
call
here.
that a Q turret. Because a Q
Yeah.
turret's got to be separated, right? That's why it's a Q, not just a XYZ.
X. Exactly.
There we go. Damn. It's not full blown like Conte de Cavour or anything, but even so.
No. Or like the fucking Gangut from the Soviet Union.
No, that's not. That's just turret farm. There's barely superstructure on those stupid things. That or HMS Agincourt. Sweet Jesus. You got 7 full load turrets on there.
Oh yeah, from Agincourt from Britain.
Yeah, the HMS Agincourt. Well, originally it was it Brazilian first and then Turkish? Yes, I think so. But yeah, you've got 7 twin 12s, I think, on there. Yeah, because it was an ABC war ship, and then they're like, shit, we don't have money or necessarily the need anymore. And the Ottomans were like, but we do. And then all of a sudden World War One happens, and it's like, well, now you mandatorily don't, because fuck you. This is mine now.
Yeah. It was originally Brazilians.
Yeah, like I said, it was originally designed because it was that was a Rio de Janeiro, right?
Yeah.
Not the Minas Gerais? Because those actually got delivered, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the Turks bought it to make it Sultan Osman I, and then World War I broke out, and the Brits said, "No, you're not getting it, and you're not getting your money back either."
Yeah, dude, that's the epitome of you get nothing. Do not pass go. Do not put $200. May God have mercy on your soul, because
Is
Jack
that why
Fisher
the
won't.
Turks joined the Central Powers?
What?
What's that?
Is that why the Turks joined the Central Powers? Or was that
No,
after that?
it is
No,
not. It is not why the Turks joined the Central Powers. It's a direct fuck you after the Turks joined the Central Powers.
Okay, I always get really mixed up about 1914, 1915. So
Yeah, no, so like, I mean, the Turks did get, like we said, Goban out of the deal, but I would much rather have had Agincourt than Goban. Like, also, I would much rather have not lost World War I, but that's another point. Being on the losing side of something classified as a world war is usually not the recommended option for long-term survival of your nation state.
hence why we have Turkey instead of the Ottoman Empire.
And, I mean, you could basically blame the entirety of Eastern Europe, but yeah. Or you can point to the entirety of Eastern Europe, because then you also don't have Austria-Hungary anymore.
Well, and you can blame just about every conflict in the Middle East on the end of World War I as well.
Ish. Kind of. Again, that's
Sykes-Picot Agreement. I mean,
fair, except for that the Ottoman Empire had already thoroughly botched administration and everything else in the Middle
oh
East.
no, I'm not saying that they hadn't, but I mean, just because you have gasoline and matches doesn't mean you put them together.
They already were together. That was the problem.
BCS's next game is going to be East Front Nord.
Hell yeah, it is. And Jeffrey's really excited. He's like one of one people.
I'm pumped.
No, I'm just kidding. It is cool that they're expanding. If
No,
only they would-
BCS is brigade
Battalion Combat System,
Italian combat system.
which launched with AirCorps, right, Jeff?
No. AirCorp was their first big counter, big hex map, which I gave to Todd because I didn't like it.
Fair. And then what did Todd do with
Wood
it?
is in the house.
Oh no, I think she don't got that one.
Nagoya.
Oh, what's up, Dan? We're talking World War I, buddy.
Yeah, he says, I swear when gamers talk about the Great War, I get the Batman beacon shining in the sky.
Yeah, man.
We are doing very well. We're doing very well. For those that are late to the show, that's okay. Glad you're here. Appreciate it. But when I woke up this morning at about 6 o'clock and looked in on the YouTube Studio app, boom, 500. Exactly, on the nose. Since then, we've added 7. I'm sure I'm now back down to $4.99 because 8 of you assholes have unsubbed from me.
Chris, you're at 507.
Okay, I'm still at 507.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
cool. Very cool.
So,
Congrats.
Nord says the only BCS he has is Brazen Chariots, and that one is a lot of fun.
Very good game.
World War I stacked the Petter kegs of the Middle East. It was the Atlantic Charter that threw the matches on it. Yeah, pretty much. So, Ket, you are heavy and warm. Oh,
Middle East was
look at this chunker. Look at him.
No pets allowed.
Look at this buddy.
You want me to start calling my dogs over Noi Hexy with that too?
Him's a good cat.
I'll call mine
No.
over.
Pets are cool as long as you all have them, just not in Hexy household. I mean,
Yeah, that's why-
I don't even like flies in here.
All right. So, Hexy, you just finished up World War 85. You're you're throwing down the Napoleonic game. You said the
I'm
one, the one
moving
that's coming out.
up, moving up a level in the Napoleonics game and moving up a scenario in the World War 85.
Oh, okay.
We were playing the soldiers system in Vimeo. What's the next one called?
Battalion.
Oh, baby.
And what's really cool is right down there are 2 games that don't exist yet to the world.
Oh, baby.
And
You know
cannot
why?
Wait.
Because Hex to Hex is a pretty big deal. Pretty big wheel down at the Hex Encounter Factory.
Yep.
Yep, they updated my entry card. I can go through the front door now.
Hell yeah, dude. Just use the bathroom in the front. It's got the light in it and stuff. Jeff Lucas was saying you were probably hanging out, rocking with, looking into a mirror, just saying Dan Sickles a bunch of times trying to summon ACW.
I like Beetlejuice. Dan Sickles, Dan Sickles, Dan Sickles. Woo!
He'll come up and tell you how you didn't actually do that much, but he did.
All I get's John Buford. Louis Armistead.
Just continuing to dunk on Harry Heath. What's up? What's up? Who's infantry now? What's up?
Gentlemen and ladies, I may not make it all the way through. I may pass out from exhaustion.
If I don't do it, you don't get to.
Hold your tongue.
Oh, fair.
Okay, board our Hex Encounter guys. What would be a good game to get for a quasi-novice Hex Encounter gamer
You've already got it.
that covers Shiloh?
Oh, Shiloh. Blue and gray.
Blue and gray. Paul
If you
Koenig
can-
has
if
one.
you can- oh, no, you know what? Now, currently, just go get freaking Worthington Shiloh.
Again, doesn't Paul Koenig have a Shiloh? Or across 5 Aprils?
Oh, very good.
Yeah, I need to get a hold across 5 Aprils. I've been meaning to snag it.
A wonderful game. That is true. The first day of Shiloh is out with blind swords now. That's a little more involved, but it's not too bad. Once you get the hang of it, it's pretty slick.
So we got cavalry there.
John Buford with Devin and Gamble right behind him. That's a Mort Kunstler. Oh, what have I done now? And over yonder's Armistead.
And then I'm doing family research with Dad. We found out that one of our direct line ancestors also fought in the War of 1812.
Oh, that's wild.
So, and possibly, maybe in American War of Independence, a one farther back, one generation back.
Aren't we like almost fighting that now again today?
War of American Independence.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Independence from seed oils and dum-dums. Also, maybe or maybe not discouraged it is TikTok. Mainly dum-dums. Mainly dum-dums. And failing plumbing. Been taking some big poops recently, Jeff. Damn, man. We got nothing.
Well, on that note,
You guys are dead.
Can you guys hear me?
Reset the toilet.
Now,
The toilet.
had you been talking?
Whispering, I guess.
No, we can't hear you, but please talk. For the love of Christ.
What's up, dog?
Dougie, how you doing, sir?
Mr.
How
Bogan.
did you make it?
Chris, I got a quick question for you.
42.
Very funny. It is the answer to everything. Chain of command, yay or nay?
Yay.
Okay, I have no experience with it, but I've been thinking about it, and I know very little about it.
It's best played in 15 millimeter.
Okay, well, that ain't gonna happen.
And the only reason you could probably do it. You could probably convert it to play at 54 millimeter, where you've got where you're looking at doing a couple of squads. I mean, you wouldn't be able to get more than a couple of squads,
Right.
honestly.
I heard somebody wrote some sort of Vietnam expansion or addendum or something to it. Not official,
Correct.
but it's out there.
Yeah.
I was considering it.
His Facebook name goes by Acorn Ironsides.
What I like about Chain of Command is the pre-game,
Okay.
the setting up of the setting up of the jump off points.
The patrol phase.
Yeah.
Paul is screaming at us from heaven right now.
Did he hate it?
Screaming about teleporting troops in an Australian accent.
Yeah. Which is that? Yeah. It's
I miss Paul.
I'm serious. If we took LSD, we would hear him right now.
oh yeah.
We'd hear a lot of
Absolutely.
things.
That's
Man,
true.
boy, I didn't even know that game existed. Boy.
I'd be hearing colors.
There's nothing wrong about hearing purple.
Yeah.
So when you start smelling purple, I get worried.
I'm just talking about people joking around about being able to commune with the dead and shit. But 100% is that man yelling about teleporting troops right now. And then pissing me off because I can't make fun of him because he dropped McMurray for president immediately following.
Yeah, it would.
Oh man, he was a legend.
And I go, the Pro Group Nord is even bigger scale-wise. Like smaller figures, larger scale games.
Yeah, Nord. My problem is I play with
Jaws?
giants. Again,
Yep.
I play with giants.
They might be giants. Good band.
What if a group of your guys, Reese, teleports through a portal and has to fight 15 millimeter miniatures? They
Oh,
think you were like giants of the old days, you know?
Call it Gulliver's
man.
Travels.
Joel just hit it. Gulliver's Travels, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the old TV
Something like
show
that.
with the miniature people living in people's houses?
Is that the Borrowers? No, that's
Borrowers. Thank you. Yeah.
was that
Yeah.
a TV show? I know it was a book series.
Yeah.
I think they had a TV show too.
TV or movie.
Yeah.
Word a little.
Just like Indians in the Cupboard or whatever.
Hey, Indians in the Cupboard made me buy H.G. Wells' Little Wars.
I just wound up with a shitload of plastic cowboys and Indians. It's awesome.
Yeah. Still got a lot of
That
money.
makes me want to go watch that movie again. I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
I've never seen the movie, just read the books.
What? Indian in the Cupboard?
Yeah.
Yeah, but now I think they got it colorized for you.
Oh, fuck off.
We're not actually know that I've seen the movie either, but we definitely read the books in school. And it was awesome.
I have not seen the movie nor read the books, so
It's quite,
I know what
it's quite
I
interesting.
know what it's about. It's about an Indian that lives in a cupboard.
What the hell was the book series? You guys remember that? Reese, you might. Where it's like a kid and his buddy and they ride bikes together, but then they get transported back and they're like in the middle of medieval England.
Sounds familiar,
There's
but I
two-
don't remember it.
There's maybe three of them.
Okay.
The only
Jeff,
one I
you
can think of
remember when-
that transported was like Bill and Ted.
Jeff, you remember when you were a kid and then two weird guys on bikes showed up talking all kinds of crazy English that didn't talk like what you did? Okay.
Telemachus says Magic Treehouse.
No, it wasn't Magic Treehouse. It was. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember it.
Oh no, it's okay.
And half of my attention is being distracted right now by a very cute pup.
Not Magic Treehouse. Magic Treehouse came out a little after I was at the age to read Magic Treehouse.
I used to go through those about 15 minutes a book.
They were giant type and very easy and fun to read. Yeah.
Look out, please.
I'd check out about 10 at a time, go home, sit on the back porch, read them, and walk back to the library and return.
Yeah, my grandmother would do that, but she would do it with like Louis L'Amour. She'd read a Louis L'Amour in a night.
Yeah, I've done that.
Every week.
The first one I read was Ride the Dark Trail, and I read it in an evening.
Gala, it's because he's got this thing called mental illness.
That sums me up in a heartbeat.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 12, but I will only read Zane Grey. That's it.
Hey, don't diss Riders of the Purple Sage, man.
I'm not.
That book blew my mind.
I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm just saying. That's Reese.
Oh,
I need a copy of Victory Games Vietnam, 1965 to 1975. I lost mine a long time ago. So I'm going to need all y'all to get together, pool your money, and find me a copy and send it to me.
Well, that or somebody convince Todd that he needs it.
Well, he wanted, here you go, because then I'll get it anyhow.
Yeah.
Lord, the Virginian is wonderful, and the best adaptation I've ever seen was a TV movie from the early 2000s. Don't remember who was in it. Don't remember where I saw it, but I saw it one time, and I have not been able to track it down again. And it was phenomenal.
I thought you guys were talking about Jeff with the Virginian.
What are books?
It's got Bill Pullman in it.
You know what I'm talking about, then?
Diane
Jeff, those are the
Lane,
things the
John
rules are
Savage.
written in.
I thought those are magazines with pictures for guys.
It's right there with. It's right up there with Monty Walsh. I'll be right back, guys.
Monty Walsh is a good movie. It's almost termination of golf season here before long. And then it's heavy, hexy wargaming. Not that I'm not doing that already this last couple of weeks, but
I have a question for you, Jeff,
I'm listening, sir.
because very new to
I
still.
do not know where the snow goes when it melts. Sorry.
Oh. So I was looking at.
Confusing.
Well, don't tell Ashley because she probably can't hear me. But I was looking at one of these other games, and they can tell that you're turning and staring at me even if they can't see you. It's like a cold wave.
She can't do that because she promised that she would take another crack at it.
So
I didn't say he could buy new ones.
So, but out of love, in order to help you, I'm considering.
Never once did I give you okay to buy new ones.
What the hell is he
You have
gonna?
enough.
What are you gonna fucking play hex encounter games telepathy? Like what? How's he gonna do it without getting another game?
Yeah. So I was just
He's got
curious.
plenty.
I was curious. Hold on a second there. Ashley, I'm sorry. She didn't have her chocolate today. So,
crap.
they were mentioning something called Friction of War and Fortunes of War with.
Yeah, that's blind sword system.
Okay, so I don't know because I was looking at something called Stonewall Swords.
Yeah, blind sword. There you go.
I think it was Cedar Mountain.
Okay, what did I miss?
So I was just wondering, what do they mean by that?
Okay, so it's events in the game. Fortunes of War is a card that you draw where I don't know if I get it right or not. One of them you might get a special event, and then the other one is next card out of the deck doesn't get played.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
each one of them, one you roll on a table, and it can be any number of things. Like a Union unit goes out of ammo, a Confederate unit goes out of ammo. Either side might have a leadership casualty, or a unit might just decide to do random stuff. And the second one just negates the next chit that's drawn.
For kind of just like a chaos or chaotic type of card for what's going on. 'Cause
Yes, it's to
Like a
prevent kind of that everybody does whatever the hell they want to type thing.
And each game and Andrew's actually played, I think, more than I have. And each game in that system might have different types of events depending on what battle you're fighting.
Correct. Most of those are pretty universal. Those two chits. It's what command chits you get that might change, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So there's also different. Don't apologize. There's also different kind of random event or effect chits that get thrown in there with all your unit activation chits,
Right.
Okay.
and those can also change. What happens.
That would not be a bad. You could probably get that one pretty cheap, and that would not be a bad American Civil War game to learn how to play with. I mean, Herman does a good job of keeping things pretty simple.
I would still almost recommend, if you're taking your first whack at Hex Encounter Gaming and doing with Civil War, hitting like not necessarily Blue and the Gray, because that can be a little bit frustrating. I need to play Paul Koenig's Gettysburg. So if it really is just a modernized reprint of Gettysburg 77 Intermediate, that's phenomenal. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
'cause
reprint.
I've just been
of
kind of checking different games, and I ran across it, and I'm like, what the hell is the blind sword system?
There's about like a dozen games now, or 10 games in that system.
There might be more than that, to be honest with you. They were really churning them out there for a minute.
Well, the thing is with the blind swords, he's letting other people use the game system to create Civil War games from it.
Yeah, and some of the first ones they came out with weren't even Civil War. Like, they've got Mets, they've got some Franco-Prussian stuff. Like, it's pretty awesome.
Huh. Okay, well, thanks, guys. I was just curious as to
Yeah.
what does that mean. But that sounds like it would just add a pretty interesting element to the game then on top.
It does. Random event type stuff in some games. There's some games where I won't touch it, and there's other games where it's kind of cool to have stupid shit or just off the wall shit happen that can really just screw up what your plan is.
And how
Like
much-
that Apache game where you can get, what is it, like somebody with laser beams? Yeah, dude.
Even the big monster games, Great Battles of America Civil War, they have that stuff in it, where you get just some off the wall random event happens.
As long as it's 6:00, this general dies, I'm all here for it.
McMurray, are you making it to Tacticon?
Nope. I gotta work Tacticon weekend. I wish. Sorry, buddy.
Oh, you're fine.
I'm not, though. Really, actually, like, it's killing me. I really want to be there. But here we are.
I've got to come up with 30 more VC before then.
No, you're probably fucked. Excuse me.
What'd
Probably
you say?
fucked.
Yeah, a little bit. So I got to figure that part out. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, you
I've got 17 on the painting table right now. So I've got two
I'd like
more.
to see 17 on a game table with dice being rolled. The phone out and shoot some damn video and post it.
Don't have time right now.
Yeah, Reese is a real cowboy now.
And we literally had a range fire yesterday.
It sounds like you got a lot less stuff you got to worry about then. But
Well, there was a barn we were supposed to tear down, and it's not there anymore, so we don't have to tear it down.
you have a range fire or an insurance scam?
No. Like we didn't have an insurance policy on it. We're not filing a claim or anything else,
Oh, okay.
because all we lost was grass in that barn.
Nanguea, like Rasputitsa in East Front games, just can screw up any and everything.
Accurate. Mud turns suck. Not a fan. Oh, dude, Greg, I love that documentary. That was badass.
It was, right?
You know,
big
that documentary led to that sport getting taken out of schools.
Well, it's probably labeled incorrect for him these days. Who knows? You can't laugh too much. Sit up straight.
See, I was blessed that even though they took dodgeball out of schools, I just went to Scouts on Monday night and played dodgeball anyway.
Yep. But dodgeballs are way too expensive, so we had to use tennis balls.
Oh, jeez.
So
It's
we
true. Tell me I'm wrong.
I told you about D-Day dodgeball, didn't I? We built
No,
bunkers
but-
out of folding tables and then used like high chairs on wheels as landing craft.
Oh, that's badass.
But they had a flip-up tray that we could actually hide behind.
Nice.
And then we also had a game we called Diaper Ball.
We used to play toilet paper football when we were out in the field in the military.
Mhm.
Take fucking duct tape or 100-mile-an-hour tape and tape up a roll of toilet paper until it was thick enough to be a football.
See, that's what we did is we took a roll of diapers and then duct tape and made a ball about this big of all this weird size. And we'd throw it out in the middle of the floor. And you had an umpire stand by the light switch. And nobody can move if the light is on. And you have to be crawling. And you have to get the ball to your side. And there's no other rules. Punches, wrestling, anything is allowed on the floor. And you can't say anything. So you don't know who's on whose team, and you got to get that ball to your side. And the lights are going on and off. And the lights will come on, and you can see that the guy you're wrestling is actually on your team.
Well, that happens.
So we had a lot of fun with that. Man, I miss that. I miss that a lot. I'd probably pull something now, though.
Maguire, you need to play more naval games. It's all about the weather, baby. Or at least Age of Sail games. Like the exact opposite of, it's the same idea as Forrest Gump, but instead of, and then one day it stopped raining, it was just, and then one day the wind stopped blowing, and then everyone died.
Run, Forrest, run.
See, if the wind stops blowing, chickens fall over.
But then you got to break out the sweeps and the kedge anchors and everything else, and get.
Better get.
You go and get.
So my great-grandfather threw out the mash from his still one time, and the chickens got into it and got drunk. And the last one to go down was the rooster, and he was crowing all the way down and finally passed out. And then it started raining, so my grandfather, who was a boy at the time, had to go pick up the drunk, passed-out chickens in the front yard so they didn't drown.
That happens.
That is some redneck shit right there.
I don't know how much of that you heard. I know you heard the last part. But
I heard that about the chickens getting into the sour mash and
yeah.
getting drunk. Wow.
I just read Scallop's comment.
Good Lord. Scally, you're killing me.
Hey, as long as I'm wearing my roadie shorts, I'm making the channel money somehow, right?
I'm happy you said it, Scal. I was trying not to do that.
Charles says, okay, just for Jeff, I've gone ahead and opened up my Worthington Franklin 1864 game.
Do it. Do it. There's a battle that I'd like to see covered in some other systems.
Charles, have you played your Gettysburg yet from that same system? That game, like, everybody was really, really excited for it, and then I haven't seen anybody play it. But I know you played damn near all those things.
Him and Mandarin Mike. I need to message him. I haven't seen him pop up.
I hope Mike's doing all right. Did Mike pop in here today?
No, I haven't seen
Not
him.
yet. That's what I saw him.
I haven't seen him in a few days.
Man, that guy's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. Mike's got me convinced that one of my next game purchases is going to be Mound Builders.
Going to be what?
Mound Builders.
Ah, okay.
Mike is probably taking a nap. But that's okay.
I thought your next line was going to be across a river deep and wide
Game.
in a place called Boulder on the wild Colorado. Anyway,
All right,
It's a good song.
yeah, I miss Chris. Is that story
Shorty.
about him stealing?
Shorty, you did not take down your
That's true.
Revolution game you were playing, did you? Just to play EFS?
Yeah, you were playing through Utah Springs, weren't you?
He was playing something.
Accurate. Mike is the man.
McMurray, Chris, or Jeff, y'all, either one of y'all probably know the answer to it. Is that story about him stealing a National Guard helicopter and flying his demo tape to Johnny Cash true?
Who, Chris Christopherson?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
No, I don't know anything about that one.
I'm sorry, Charles. Oh, Brandy, why not Utah Springs? Man, I'm messing up everywhere. I'm stepping on put my foot in my mouth every which way.
I thought I saw somebody doing Utah Springs.
Nordic.
I saw something about it.
He might have mentioned it. It happens. Oh, that'll be super cool, Nord. That wouldn't make for a very good. Wouldn't make for a very good game the way I play, though. Oh, look, 12 guys got to Germantown. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I was playing Utah Springs.
Okay.
Hey, Chris, it's your game. What is your feeling about having a few female NBA on the table?
Sure.
Okay.
Over there.
Yeah, I watched that documentary, Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
There you go. I've got a few, but I'm occasionally hesitant to put them on the boards for, some of the older crowd that may have a problem with it.
The older crowd, you'll piss up a rope.
Well, I told you what I'm going to do to the older crowd next March to Victory, didn't I?
What's that?
I've got them all excited to play my Solomon Island Patrol game. And instead of hitting the Japanese, they're going to hit Velociraptors. But I'm not putting that in the game notes. I'm not putting that on anything.
Nice.
So I'm going to have these old guys that are, truly historical gamers that complain about Way City not being Way City. And they're going to be playing, Solomon Island Patrol and then get ripped to shreds by Velociraptors.
I thought you were going to do your Vietnam hooker fight.
I might bring that too. I mean, I'll have it firm. They may not make it in time for Tacticon, though. They're coming from Ukraine.
Yeah, Tacticon's one thing, but March to Victory. Come on,
No,
now.
I know. I'm just saying because I am bringing half of my Way stuff to Tacticon. So,
Are you bringing Min to Tacticon?
I will.
Outstanding.
And hopefully 2 of her accomplices.
God, shit. Fire, save the matches.
2 of our coworkers. Good
That's
stuff.
one way to put it. Competition, more likely, probably.
Call them colleagues.
Heading off to Slumberland. Great to see you all. Hope you have a great time. See ya, Chris Nanguea.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Here, Nagua.
Keep up the good fight, buddy.
Hi, Chris.
My
I guess
microphone
what I'm
working.
going to do is Prime tonight. That's okay.
Oh, man. Listening to Chad's Ford. Should one of my next concerted efforts be finishing up Jason and the Argonauts?
Yes.
Good movie.
Like, I hate painting Greeks, but getting Chad, Tanner, and Dakota on the table will be pretty entertaining.
Do it.
Reese, would you play with Jason and his Argonauts in the most trolly dumb game that you've ever played?
I mean, if you put it on, I'll usually play it.
Outstanding. Good. outstanding.
McMurray,
Yes.
play the game.
What game?
Argonauts.
Well, I gotta finish painting them. Right? Because I painted up all those weird Greeks. Maybe I'll do that as part of the analog stuff. So I painted up all those weird Greeks last year. You remember with like Hercules and a couple other guys?
Yeah.
But I've got a bunch of guys that can stand in. I'm not doing like Castor and Pollux and all the actual. I don't know if they Castor and Pollux to them, but like Hercules and all the actual Argonauts. Like I said, it's Jason and Tanner and Dakota and Chad and the rest of the Argonauts.
Is
Because
Jason wearing a hockey mask?
no, he's just a douche.
Gotcha.
Like his name is Jason. I was looking for a great big fat Greek lady though, because Jason's wife's name legitimately is Medea. And anybody who grew up in the early 2000s knows that there's one option for any lady named Medea, and it's a Perry brother in a fat suit. It's like I was looking for the Battle of the Sugar Bloods with all those 3D prints I designed for everybody. I was trying to find the Wayans brothers. Oh, sorry, it is a Wayans brother, not Tyler Perry. But anyways, white chicks to be random figures in that one. I might actually need to make a Reese figure. No, think about it. What do you think, Jeffy?
For the Battle of the Sugar Bloods?
Yeah,
Absolutely. Put a root beer bottle in my hand and send me off.
and that's that was the joke name. So I made all those figures on Hero Forge of Jeff and Todd and myself and Brian and Chris.
Yeah.
And John. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, where are those figures, McMurray?
Honestly, I goofed up priming a bunch of them because I decided to try and do it in paint on Steinel or in airbrush Steinel res. But I just painted it on and it looked like shit. And it wasn't taking paint very well. So I chucked the first batch that I painted. So I just got frustrated and said, you know what, I can just print another plate of them.
Well, so I'd be interested in seeing those if you had them all painted up.
Well, maybe that's some stuff that I'll do on in the Analog Hobbies Challenge. I find that I frequently need those weird little palette cleanser, 5 to 10 to 12 figure things. And so that's probably actually a perfect opportunity for that. And I'll even only keep the one Jeff figure, Jeffy.
Chris,
He has us muted.
did you see the news
no, I
about
hear
the boys from Oklahoma?
What's that?
Did you see the news about the boys from Oklahoma?
No.
Cross Canadian Ragweed's getting back together for at least
Oh
one,
yeah. I saw that.
and they're going to play with Turnpike at OSU Stadium
Oh wow.
for one
Hang on,
night.
Nord, what is the party foul? Sorry. There will be
That's good.
skeletons, Nord.
I was going down a rabbit hole on some very niche music. Sorry.
That is A-okay. But Nord said something was a party foul and he'll have none of it. And I feel like that just encourages a can-do attitude.
I also feel with Nord that was probably some sarcasm and irony there too.
That's absolutely correct.
So, Chris, I calculated up what I need, and this includes what I have. I haven't figured it all out yet. What I need for November.
Yeah.
I need 40 Marine riflemen. That includes my platoon leader, my RTO, and my corpsman.
Right.
3 M79 gunners.
Right.
2 2-man M60 teams.
Right.
A pilot with a pistol. A co-pilot with an M16. 2 door gunners with M60s. The POW. 3 Viet Cong leaders and 32 Viet Cong riflemen. one North Vietnamese leader with a pistol, one North Vietnamese radio operator. That one may be hard to come by, but I'll figure something out.
Yeah, no shit.
21 North Vietnamese riflemen and 3 RPGs.
Don't give Todd the RPG gunners.
Man, that was brutal, and that was all my fault, and I feel so bad about it.
That's okay.
You live and you learn, and you don't, you die.
Oh.
Alrighty, guys. I think I got another scenario to play.
What is it?
Well, you're from the Beast in the Woods.
I'm the beast in the woods.
The Beast in the Woods. It's a FFOL.
Is that a game we get to play, or is that a game you're going to play and I suck in because you try and torpedo everything I do?
I don't try to torpedo. I try to put my, try to sit, in your shoes and figure out McMurray plays aggressive, so can't help the rules. Age of Fantasy report that whole thing, you did pretty well.
Oh, there you go. Outstanding.
Yeah. I put up 2 battle reports in, a week and a half?
Yeah, you did a great job. I just haven't had enough time to watch the Age of Fantasy one yet.
And I used you guys. I'm going to be inserting Chris here and Reese here. I just got to find the right dudes for you guys.
Oh, yeah, man.
Found a bald-headed old guy had his beard, though, and that was Jeffy. But
Just put something on fire near my figure.
I'm not bald headed.
That's enough.
I know you're not bald-headed. Jeffy
Just
and
real
Todd did
pretty.
really well, man.
I know they did.
Yeah, and so did Wax. Wax did all right, too. He did a bang up job. So, I was too far away, man. I was running around.
Oh my God! Somebody had a shrink-wrapped copy of Red Badge of Courage, sold it for $100.
I saw that.
I'd have
Is
bought
that
damn
that
thing.
giant listing of games?
Huh?
Is that one out of that giant, colossal listing of games?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
got both first and second bull run in it.
Yeah.
They're going to be redoing it though. It'll be part of the. So Three Dog is the first one,
Yeah.
and then Bull Run or the Red Badge of Courage and Chickamauga. I can't remember. There's 3 of them that are being. Three Dogs just the first one.
What's up, KW? Next weekend, I'm exposed.
You're doing boats?
No, next weekend, it's colonoscopy time.
Speaking
Oh.
of games, Greg and Ashley, whatever happened to that freaking was it Twilight 2000?
We'll be starting that up shortly.
Yeah, Keegan's work schedule was kind of, how they say it, a bit wonky. So
God.
now I had to do my thing, Ashley. It's okay. You're kind of cranky today. Ever since she stopped.
Well, I mean,
spilling
she
on
lives
me.
with you, so.
Yeah. So, anyways, he's getting that started back up, and we're working with Mythos, Mini Wormut there. And
Yeah, I'm in it, man. I'm in it.
yep, we're in it. So, looks like we're going to be trying to start it up, I think, next Thursday. And then he wants to try to do it. What was it going to be, Brian? Was it like every other week or an ongoing?
It'd be either Wednesday or Thursday nights, and I think it's every other.
Yeah, Twilight 2000. So,
I'll be a landscaper in it.
there you go.
Yep.
A landscaper in search of tacos in a post-apocalyptic war zone.
With my armored zero turn.
Hell yeah, dude.
Nice.
You don't want to know what he's going to do that 0 turn.
Zero turns a lot more big.
I know what it is.
Oh, okay.
It's not a lawn tractor.
It's
a
feisty
zero
tonight.
turn.
Reese is just like poor Greg.
You're not on camera.
I don't have a basement to run. and
You're
hide
not
in
on
firewood.
camera.
I know.
All I want to see is someone fall out of a chair.
Fuck off.
Chair versus human. That was That was many more.
Did you
much
see that
later.
death? You'll see that death ball shaking.
Fuck off.
And then Greg turns around. Oh, you okay?
Murray breathe.
Okay, we've lost Murray.
He's gonna pause.
He's gotten slap happy.
Save the tanks.
He probably looked that little video clip up and rewatched it while we were talking. Yeah.
Oh,
I still
man.
have it. I still have it saved.
Wonderful day. Classics.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walkabout Games said it right. You need to do it live.
You think we should do that live? That would be. See, Keegan, he does and doesn't want to do it live. I'm like, let's just try it. I mean, problem is maybe not everybody can watch it, but you could always save the recording and upload it too. Again, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you can do that. I would, I've never played it, so I'll be, clueless.
Nothing wrong with that. It happens, man.
Walkabout says it was 15 when it came out, so I think this is edition 4. I don't. It's pretty big scale actually. When you look at it, you can do quite a bit. Live on Twitch. I think they call it X now.
Twitter, right?
Elon Musk buy Twitch.
Twitter.
No. Talk
Oh,
about Twitter.
Never mind.
Todd,
Get your screen drive.
I can't. It's been a long day.
4th edition came out in 2021.
4th edition of what?
Twilight 2000.
Twilight 2000.
Why's it making a comeback? Has it been redone or something? Or
Yeah, a 4th edition came out 3 years ago.
but it seems like everyone's it's like a thing now.
Well, because
All I know
GD made good games, and Twilight 2000 lets you do a, post-apocalyptic military alternate history game.
I'll be running around charging people with my extended hedge trimmer.
Dude,
you
get a chainsaw and a stick, Brian.
Yeah.
They call them pole saws. You could use that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, pull.
Get it.
Anyway, no.
It's like the ultimate for when you need to chainsaw somebody, but you don't want people to be able to chainsaw you back.
With the
Okay.
New Year Live, what? Oh, your new game. Okay.
Pause. Wait, is that Wag talking?
Yeah, the Waggers.
Ooh, baby.
What are you guys doing on the 19th and 20th that weekend?
I'm playing in the golf tournament on the 18th.
I should be at Wiley's on the 19th, but the 20th, let's do it.
I'm going to be at my brother's retirement party.
I'm trying to find a date here to get you guys in the Zombicide thing. Get this going.
20th.
20th.
Nord, what was the party foul, buddy? Was it talking about Jason and Tanner and Chad and everybody?
You guys serious? Do you want to do a Z side on the 20th? It'll have to be, oh gosh, probably around 3 o'clock my time. Though, so it'll be like 5.
Using Medea for Jason's wife.
What day is that?
That's a Sunday, I think. Ain't it?
It's a Sunday. Well, yeah.
I think I'm going to be up in the mountains that day.
Oh, we can play on Monday. I don't care.
I'll be down from the mountains on Monday, and that's another problem.
Or we could do it 26, 27.
I'd have to do after work on that one, but that's okay.
Oh.
I mean,
you're getting the
theoretically, I
schedule.
get home from work at like 4:30 your time, though, so it's not a huge deal.
That's right. Greg and Ashley have their show on Sunday.
Well, we could do it before that if you want.
He wants to do it about the time we'll be doing ours. They're 2 hours behind us.
Yeah, that's why I just remembered.
Well, I don't see why we just couldn't live stream that for our show.
Because that's when the 20th of this month is when we might have
No, I know.
that guest on that we were waiting for.
Ooh, I guess.
Yeah.
My God, did you guys get Todd?
No.
Oh.
No, I
Yeah,
got a
'cause-
picture of
'Cause he's supposedly a regular here, and fuck, we never see him.
I haven't
Hey,
seen
Todd's
him.
been on a lot recently.
He has.
Todd's been on here more often recently than we've been able to game, which is
Yeah, this is the only time we ever see really McMurray.
Has he just got a lot going on? Or
yeah.
It's Cordick's birthday next week. Awesome. Happy
Happy
Toddy's
birthday.
Start sending me links of shit. I'll get in there if I can. Toddy's a busy boy.
I just wanted to make sure
He
everything
is.
was okay.
He's been in San Diego.
Wait, isn't
Yes,
that where you
Bunkhouse. Bunkhouse needs to make games. He needs to put up games and stuff.
Videos. Yep.
Todd's a lot funnier in person than I expected him to be.
are?
Yeah, but
There's-
looks on everything.
What? Yeah.
That was pretty outstanding.
I just slow pitched it up there, and Chris just
That was
teed off
fantastic.
on it. Out of the park.
Hey, I can home run off a T-ball any day.
Yeah, that was a good one. I like
Oh,
that.
that was good.
What are we doing for next week's show? I don't know. It'll probably come to me at some point Wednesday afternoon, and then we'll talk about it for about 15 minutes, and then go right
Do you
off.
have an idea for next week's show?
Well, he says
How
it's
you
his,
feeling?
Nord says it's his birthday next Wednesday, so
Oh, a special show.
yeah.
Means we're gonna
Nordic
show
Top
up wearing
16.
helmets.
Shut up.
No,
Nordic Top 16.
I think we'd have better luck doing a roast session of some sort.
Isn't that what all the shows end up being?
You're not wrong.
We temper it pretty good most of the time.
I mean, I just
Yeah.
got called a 12-year-old and a Humphrey Bogart fan, so I mean,
Well, you were also talking about like the most creepy version of Secret Wrestling Camp I've ever heard, so we just glossed right over that one though.
What?
Okay.
you were not wrong.
Reese used to wrestle with dudes in the dark fighting for balls.
Oh.
you
yeah.
got to put diaper in there. It's diaper.
Hey, guys, I got to go, man.
Yeah, good call.
All right. Thanks, and good night.
Bye, Brian.
Chalk that
Good
up
buddy.
as a
Take
file
care.
called shit that doesn't
I'm
surprise
still
me.
here.
I'm never going to be able to run for public office after this show.
Well, it happens.
I'll just
Oh.
have to be appointed by a friend.
What do you guys think of me doing all the widely game scenarios of each of the books?
Like you're trying to do a zombicide?
Like I do with Zombicide. Yeah, do a chronological kind of thing.
I think you could do it. I think you'd have a ball doing it.
Oh, yeah, I would.
I think I'd
Yeah,
have a
just don't
ball
let Reese
playing
get
live.
near you in the dark.
No.
Just don't do that stupid fucking maelstrom scenario.
Which one's that?
It's in Horse and Musket 2. It was written by a real dickhead.
Horse and Musket 2.
It's the maelstrom. It's where your shit just gets thrown everywhere.
Supposed to be like a sci-fi.
It's the one that John from Joy of Wargaming accidentally chose to do at random
They got me on a look at
and
movies.
pointed out that this is real bizarre.
Poor John.
And it was one of those, yeah,
Oh,
dude.
scenario
Fire to
number
Fun
6.
dead.
What?
Scenario 6, the Maelstrom. While skirmishing ahead, troops get lost in smoke and chaos of battle. Lots of separate. Can your troops pull together?
You know, something I have thought about doing is taking the Red Hatchets and Black Powder campaign
Uh-huh.
and I'm tweaking it a little bit and running it as a Vietnam campaign with Special Forces camps instead of like Indian villages.
get some. I feel like the Native Americans had significantly less barbed wire and landmines, but you can probably figure it out.
Yeah, but I mean, it'll be all right.
If
Oh.
James can run Broken Crown or whatnot as a samurai game, I believe, or I'm sorry, Dark Day of the Destructo Ray as a samurai game, I believe in you.
It
He
is amazing what they're able to pull off with those rules.
I found Victorian sci-fi miniatures from Lead Adventures.
Looks good, Ashley.
Oh, I'm
Send me
not
a
even
link,
done
Brian.
with that. I just gotta let it dry.
I can turn it right.
I'll send
the
you
hell
a
is
link.
that
I'll
thing?
do
You
that.
should be able to be careful to grab one of the
Oh,
Brian,
what's it
please
called?
send me links, buddy.
It's a
Okay.
big giant mech.
Actually, that looks good.
Yeah, it looks all right, actually.
It's blue. That's all I know about it. 'cause I
She's
don't-
just
Is
caught
it
up.
printed or is that a?
it looks like a cross between a Signar Warjack and a Dreadnought.
It's an offshoot of a. It's a. Mythos sent it to us. He did a print.
Okay,
So
it's
it's
print.
not no GW thing, but it's. Whoops. There you go.
That's cool.
The base was the one that was wet.
Well,
Correct. You're not Nord. You're pretty fantastic.
Yeah,
I like
you
the
you are a good
Except for
maelstrom.
the paint.
Even though he's from Pennsylvania.
even though what?
Nothing wrong with that.
He's from
Not
Pennsylvania.
everybody can hang out in Best Virginia, Jeff.
Chris, I'm going to have all kinds of weapons in the NVA, and we're just in the Viet Cong both, and we're just going to call them all rifles.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the great thing about that that rule system is that it doesn't matter.
I've got
you know,
I've got Mass 36s or Mass 41s,
That makes sense.
PPSs, MAT 49s,
Makes sense. Makes sense.
M16s, SKSs, Mosins, Mausers.
because
Yeah.
is there really a different in combat? Is there really a difference between all of those weapons?
I mean, some yes, but
Some, yes, but
It doesn't-
negligible. In jungle ranges, if you're spraying 9mm or you're spraying 7.62,
Exactly.
some of them are bolt guns, but we're just going to look the other way on that. So
I'm about to say there's a fair amount of difference between like a PPS and a Mosin gun, but that's okay.
yeah, PPS goes burr and Mosin goes bang, bang. So,
You just have to remember to aim small and miss small, right?
okay, Mel Gibson.
Good lord! Don't do it with a MAT 49. That bolt carrier is going to smack you in the
Ka-chunk.
face when that turd folding stock just collapses on you.
Like the first time I fired a UMP.
Oh, man.
Yeah, probably. Exact. Well, that's got a folding stock, doesn't it? Not a little goofy
I'm
sliding
talking
turd.
I'm just talking about a damn thing kicking me in my goddamn chin and jaw.
Oh yes, 100%.
Oh,
In context with our earlier conversations, that's just about perfect.
Yeah. Honestly, you should go with the Amish. Nord, use the Amish as your selling point there, Chief.
Tell you what, those Amish guys can cook. I mean, the girls can too. That's what I mean. But all of them can cook.
They can do a lot of stuff real good, like barns and woodcrafts and
Yeah, my buddy back home had a barn
driving
built in
horses.
3 days. Yeah. So started the barn 3 days ago, and it's done now.
exactly.
Not the same barn that you saw burn, Chris Long. That's a different barn.
Yeah, Nord, exactly.
I did not say burn this barn and I'll raise it again in 3 days. To anyway,
Although that is oddly biblical. Yeah.
yeah.
Not going to go down that road, but
Yeah, dude.
We have a with all the remodeling they're doing, the rebuilding in our county buildings. We have this is an Amish guy and his son, and like a lot of the countertop stuff. When they get to that point where like they're dropping the countertops, we call them in. They cut this stuff and they put it in. I mean, they're in and out a day, maybe two at the worst. It's funny because we only see them like once every couple of weeks when a new office complex is finished and they come in to do the finishing touches.
And they know their stuff.
Uh-huh.
Well, that they don't dawdle. They actually work.
Nord says if you want to get a laugh, watch some guy try to talk and hit on an Amish girl. It's hilarious.
Hope he speaks German.
Yeah, ich kann.
Oh, we lost Chris now.
To be fair, that was a good joke. I'm throwing
Wow.
I'm
just
throwing that one at
messed
the
up.
next get together.
Ben.
I guess you don't subscribe to Amish Girls R Us, do you?
Oh, I know they speak English, but they also speak, what they call Pennsylvania Dutch.
Not good.
It depends on where you are if they speak English.
Nord, I grew up next to a Mennonite community, so have a lot of fellowship with those guys. I'll put it that way. So.
Oh God, what brings you here? A buggy.
It's frustrating that my goofy ass decided that I needed to academically attempt to learn German while simultaneously living a few hundred miles. There are Mennonite communities, but they don't really speak Pennsylvania Dutch very well. But living a few hundred miles from the nearest either Pennsylvania Dutch speaking population or Yiddish speaking population. And it's a
So
little
Nord,
frustrating.
would you say this guy was Juan in a million?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wow, really, Chris?
It's awkward, though. I do run into a fair amount of people who speak fluent Spanish and have rather German names. That is awkward. That's always
As long as you're not from Argentina or Brazil, right?
well. I mean, yes. It was just. It's always awkward because it's one of those like, buddy, your name is Otto. Your brother's name is Herman.
Well,
When I was in the turkey barns, there was an Adolf that worked with me from Mexico.
Correct.
There is a shit ton of German ancestry in Mexico. That's where the Mexican beer comes from.
I don't think these guys were Mexican folks, Chris.
I'm just saying.
But anyway,
I went to school with a guy with the last name of Lopez who had blonde hair and blue eyes.
it happens, man. Just don't ask them what their abuelo was doing. You know.
Yep.
Right? Yeah.
You mean
I
like
just-
the PGA golfer from Mexico whose name is Abraham Answer?
Hell yeah, dude. You know what
Wasn't there a
Abraham's
large
answer was?
contingent of- Wasn't there a contingent of Mormons that went south of the border and wound up in Mexico and intermarried too?
Yes. There was.
Oh,
Dude, it's like what 1043 over there, Jeff.
Uh-huh.
Man,
What'd you eat?
oh.
No, you don't, Nord. The only anime worth watching is King of the Hill. Sometimes The Simpsons.
I'll tell you what, man, it's for sure.
videos.
Dude, Archer, get it right.
Yeah. Archer doesn't hold a candle to King of the Hill. It's not bad, but it doesn't hold a candle to King of the Hill.
Oh, don't get me
Rusty
wrong.
Shackleford.
I love me some King of the Hill, but H. John Benjamin is my absolute favorite voice actor. Right there with Patrick Warburton.
Nancy Cartwright is pretty legendary, given that
Oh, absolutely.
the cast of The Simpsons was entirely voiced by like 4 people.
Yeah.
It's rather insane.
Did you see the joke that they pulled on their latest season?
No.
They started this season with a series finale.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's not actually the series finale for The Simpsons, but it's making fun of series finales.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's pretty awesome.
It was pretty
Archer
good.
gets not that great. Like, I'm sorry, I don't. Yeah, it's.
The first 3 or 4 seasons are on point.
I mean, either way, it doesn't. King of the Hill is consistently phenomenal in the greatest of ways. From like the early seasons where it's almost there's a solid argument to be made that it's a spin-off from Beavis and Butthead, but like it's just solid all the way through, and then you get into Chuck Mangione haunting the Megalomart and shit, and it's just consistently absurd and incredible.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Man, the flag episode
Also,
and
I
the
just want to
barber
point
chair
out-
episode.
What's up?
The flag episode
Yeah,
and the barber chair episode.
fair. I'm a big fan of Bobby Hill learning how to shoot. That's a fantastic
That's an
episode.
excellent one as well.
The one where it's not Boy Scouts, but where they do like the youth adventures, whatever the hell it is. That's fantastic. I would
Is
also
it a
like to point
separate?
out that-
Is it a separate episode? Where Dale is on top of the tower and he asks Bobby to take the shot.
no, that's the
That's the
same
same
one.
episode.
Bring
Okay.
Bobby Hill. I know he'll put me down clean.
Yeah.
Tarzan.
That and goofy shit like, you people make me envy the deaf and the dumb. Yeah. Like, they're just, the lines aren't there. Like, the best thing you get out of Archer is, that's what she said. Which, all right, sure. But, come on now. Also, I'd like to point out that, what's his name? Oh, Jesus Christ. Now I'm dying here. Outperforms Archer all day, every day. Like,
Boomhauer?
there you go. Jesus Christ. Yes. Like, sorry. Body count wise for everything, man. Like, that dude makes a Harvey Keitel movie have a low body count.
Isn't he technically like an undercover agent of some sort too?
Yeah, something like that.
Like that's you actually figure out what his career is, like undercover DEA or something. It just
Something like that, yeah. But either way, I don't know. It's a different kind of humor, I suppose, and I appreciate the King of the Hill humor a little bit more.
I like the volunteer fire department one when they burn down the fire station.
Correct.
And it goes through everybody's point of view. And
Correct.
They get to Boomhauer, and Boomhauer's speaking perfectly normal, and everybody else is speaking gibberish.
Yes. That's like one of the Simpsons Halloween specials, but just that same sort of just weird. Wait a minute, what?
Okay, but Boomhauer's mom, when she shows up and she's speaking exactly like him.
God damn, now I gotta go back and watch the entirety of King of the Hill. King of the Hill at one point in time I think was on Netflix because it was a place I could watch it without ads and it was beyond incredible.
Do you have
And now I
Disney
think
Plus
it's-
right now?
What's up?
Do you have Disney Plus right now?
I think I have my brother's Disney Plus.
If he has Hulu connected to Disney Plus, you can watch it without ads.
No fucking way. Do I have to get to it through Disney Plus? Because I think on Hulu it still has ads.
It depends on what version of Hulu you have. But if he has linked his Hulu account to his Disney Plus and he pays for the premium Hulu, you got it.
Huh.
Also,
I don't know.
Walker
I don't
Texas
actually know if he's got Disney Plus. I got Hulu, but
Okay, but as I said, Walker Texas Ranger's on there too,
yeah, that's fine.
which is just a goofy show.
It is.
Yeah. How they go to they're in doing something in Richardson in the morning, go to lunch on the Riverwalk, and then show up for dancing in Fort Worth.
Oh yeah,
Stockyard.
yeah.
No.
They have the
No.
Concorde as a company vehicle.
Chuck Norris just took
Apparently.
a quick jog from one place to the other. What's your point? He
No,
just
Texas-
thought real hard and seen
Texas
Antonio
geography
him.
changes to meet Chuck Norris's needs. That's how that
Shit.
happens.
Yeah. Chuck
Well,
Norris
he's like Moses in Austin. You know, instead of spreading the waters, he spreads the traffic.
Yeah. I mean, the Alamo remembers Chuck Norris, dog. That's just how it works.
Right? You know what Chuck Norris has under his beard? Another fist.
There you go.
Pah!
That was all like right when I was in middle school, and Chuck Norris jokes were the greatest thing that had ever happened.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
that was just a phenomenal time to be alive.
Oh, man. So this is what you get when you hit 500 subscribers. Just weird random shit on the show.
I wouldn't say it's the dumbest shit we've ever done, but it's
No. I didn't say dumb. I said weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's plenty of dumb
Hey,
stuff.
Randy.
Man.
well, that's my point. We've really set the bar high if you're looking for the dumbest shit we've ever done.
Yeah.
Dude, this sounds like one of our shows on a daily basis.
How it happens.
Oh man, I really appreciate
Reese
that.
is going to gravity check in a minute here, and it's going to be awesome.
I'm
That
going
would
to,
be
man.
fun.
I've had 3 hard days of work so far, and it's going to start early tomorrow morning too. So,
Before sunrise.
Potentially.
Yep.
de-
Wrestling for those balls again.
Depends.
As of today, McMurray is officially in the at work for the entirety of the time that the sun is up.
Oh,
That
goodness.
sucks.
Hmm.
Like,
No, depends how fast the vet can get our prescription to LA 200 in. If we start at 7 or if we start at 8. So
depends. Those are Brian's favorite boxers, right?
They are.
What
Boxers.
are you having to get a prescription for?
pink eye.
Jeff, did you freeze or are you doing what I do?
No, I just
So-
don't take down.
They're making us get prescriptions for LA 200 and LA 300 now.
What
What
is
about
that?
Andre
Is that airmycin?
It's an antibiotic of some sort.
Those sounds like those are brand names for aeromycin, CTC.
That's where
Whatever.
Probably. It's noromycin.
Oh, okay.
So why are they making you do all this, Reese?
so that the cows don't
Veterinary
die.
feed directive.
FDA requires it because the FDA was afraid that farmers were giving it too readily to their animals and causing superbugs. So now the longest the FDA will go for is 6 months, and it has to specifically state how many grams per pound of per head of animal that you're feeding it to, and then the feed company that provides you with the feed has to have that on file and track how much got put into that feed on the back of that VFD or in an electronic file somewhere to show when the FDA shows up how much has been sold to whom. It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's in short,
Norton,
the veterinary feed directive is a bunch of horse crap. Anyway,
Yeah.
Nord, I may have tried using a spring-loaded shotgun clay thrower to launch games, but it did not work. Apparently, there's a torque limit even to clear packing tape because that turned counters into fucking confetti.
just
Yeah.
bring it over to my place, throw it in the air, and I'll shoot it with a shotgun.
See,
Well,
that's
that's
what
fine. The issue is there wasn't anything to shoot.
it was like chaff.
Like it was just a pain in the ass. No, Nord, I agree with you, but I didn't think it was going to come apart. So it was like a proof of concept. It's like, all right, let's see how far this thing will go, so I get an idea how far I got to do it. And then it came apart, and I was like, well, I'm never fucking doing that ever again. So you're right, Nord. It's just kind of the end of it. Like I spent probably 2.5 hours picking up counters off of a Boy Scout shotgun range. I'm never doing that again.
See,
So
that's when you get that's when you get scouts to do it for you, and you call it community service.
There you go.
No, that's not a thing. That takes away from their program. That's not a thing. I need to find a way to make it work. We're just gonna have to take the goddamn thing completely off.
Duct tape and Gorilla Glue.
Who knows? But anyways, McMurray's got to be done for the evening. It was good seeing everybody.
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up for the night.
I'm going
Have
to
a good one, guys.
Call later.
Have a
Thanks,
good
Larry.
one, McMurray.
Everybody, thanks for dropping in. You have no idea what we're doing next week, but be on the lookout. And I'm not gonna have a video load on Friday morning unless I can come up with some damn shit. I don't know. Anyway, until next week, we'll see you on the flip side.
Have a good